Welcome to Unit 3, Section 4 of Geometry. Today's conversation is going to be about isosceles and equilateral triangles. All triangles deserve equilateral rights.
Are we awake?
So, an isosceles triangle is a triangle in which at least two sides of the triangle are congruent. So we can see here that segment DE is congruent to segment DF, and that would make triangle DEF an isosceles triangle. Isosceles is a derivative of a Greek word, isosceles, which means equal bones. So if you think about the bones in your legs, you want them to be equal in length. Makes walking much easier. So the parts of an isosceles triangle. So in triangle DEF, we're going to say, hey, segment DE is congruent to segment DF. So segment DE and segment DF are called the legs. The legs are the equal segments. Segment EF is called the base. That is the segment that is not of equal length. Angle E and angle F are called base angles. They are formed by one of the legs and a base. Angle D is called the vertex angle. That is the angle that is formed by the two congruent legs.
Wake up time!
Okay, so the isosceles triangle theorem says if two sides of a triangle are congruent, the angles opposite those sides are congruent. So what this means is that this is the angle opposite, and this is another angle that's opposite. So these angles are congruent.
It's showtime! Well, don't just sit there looking stupid.
Okay, so converse of isosceles triangle theorem says this. If two angles of a triangle are congruent, the sides opposite those angles are congruent. So in this case, we would have the side opposite angle E, which would be segment DF, and that would be congruent to segment EF, which is also congruent because angle D and angle E are congruent. So those are the sides opposite.
Candygram for Mongo.
Hey, Mongo.
Sign, please.
Mongo likes candy.
Okay, an equilateral triangle. So an equilateral triangle is only equilateral, a triangle is only equilateral if and only if it is equiangular. So all the sides of these triangles are equal, but their angles are all equal.
You've got to remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land, the common clay of the New West. You know, morons.
Okay, so properties of equilateral triangles. So if I have a triangle whose all three sides are equal, and because all their angles are going to be equal, well, three angles that add up to 180 that are all equal have to measure 60 degrees. So all the angles of an equilateral triangle measure 60 degrees.
Hold it.
Oh, Lordy Lord. Holy underwear.
Well, don't just sit there looking stupid.
Ow.
Ow, gotcha.
Have you ever seen such cruelty?
I'm leaving.
If you shoot him, you just make him mad.
Wait just one doggone minute here.
Could you repeat that, sir?
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.